Hey Rick fans, welcome to Rick Bakery, where all our jokes are half-baked. I'm Jacob and today it's time for another Let's Build and Review. Today we're having a look at the 60/20 Magic Shop, which is a set from 1993 that consists of 41 parts and one minifig. The 60/20 Magic Shop is part of the Dragon Master's sub-theme of the Castle theme, which ran from 1993 to 1996. What's special about this Magic Shop is that it contains one of the first named minifigures, namely the Wizard Majisto, who had a pointy hat, a white beard, and a glow-in-the-dark magic wand, which was all new for this theme. But without further ado, let's have a look at this little build. This manual is definitely from a period of manual making that I like a lot. I think it is wonderful to see these mountains down here. I guess it's some kind of foam material, or maybe it's paper mache. Whatever it is, I think it's been painted with some kind of sand paint to give it this coarse surface, making it look like a mountain. Very, very nice indeed. This guy seems to be perched very precariously right on this edge right here. We can see the shadow under his foot. He must be very, very close to the edge. I'm wondering how he's actually standing there. Some kind of glue maybe? Who knows? And this crack here looks very, very dangerous. Sufficiently dangerous, I'd say. And the background looks wonderful too. I like this sort of gradient effect, and you sort of just see mountains here in the background. I like mixing this more realistic art style and this more realistic background with these Lego stuff here. It does lend a certain realism to it, and I think it looks great. But without further ado, let's get into this little build. These panels right here are great. I'm not sure I've seen these in brown too often, but they do remind me a lot of the Castle series back from the 90s and all the way back into the 80s, I believe. These pieces are cool, especially because they make you build rather large buildings rather quickly. Even though this is a very small set, it's actually not the smallest set in this series. I believe there was at least 2 or 3 other sets in this series that was actually smaller. It tells you something about how many sets that actually was in this series. It does make sense as it ran for 3 years. And great to see some 90s snot technique right here, stuck snot on top. Very cool indeed. I'm actually not sure when the snot technique actually started arriving in the Lego lineup, but this is interesting to see this. And I don't know, with these flames being so close to these trees, seems kind of dangerous, I have to admit. And here is the finished 60/20 Magic Shop with Majisto, the magician, or wizard, perched on top. First off, I got to admit that I think the use of green, black and brown in this little build is a great idea. These colors really give me a sense of something that is deep inside a magical forest, where everything can happen and everything does happen. I can just imagine a couple of folk coming through the woods and seeing this little shop, maybe standing in a clearing and thinking, what is this? And then walking right up there and meeting Majisto, the magician. Or wizard. Then he might offer them some kind of magic potion, some kind of spell, maybe a scroll with some kind of magic on it. And that would be just what they needed, because he could see into the future or something like that. But let's first have a look at the main build itself. And this is Majisto's Magic Shop. A couple of flames guards the sides and lights up Majisto's work in this Magic Shop. The way that it's been constructed with these panels here on the back, I always imagined that this was sort of a magic shop inside a tree trunk, and this was just a hole that's carved inside, and Majisto would have his little shop in there. Could actually see a very interesting mock being built with a huge tree up on top of this little magic shop. That would look great, and if you mixed in black and brown pieces, it would look very good, I think. And if we do take a look at the trees, we can see that it's these wonderful plant pieces right here that's been used to make the trees. I really like these pieces because they do lend a lot of great detail to a tree like this. They've certainly become a part of the standard LEGO classic library of pieces, and I really enjoy using them when I can. It gives this little build a very nice sense of being deep inside the woods, and as I just said, maybe being at the bottom of a larger tree. The fact that the designers has given these two branches each their own angle really adds something to this build. If this had been symmetric, we would have some kind of ease, maybe some kind of resolution when looking upon this. But this is unequal, asymmetric, and it gives us a sense of something that's maybe a little off, something that might be a little dangerous, which I think fits very well with a wizard. And this ladder piece here has been used very effectively. I think I would have added one of the smaller versions of these branches right here on front by using some of the clip pieces. But other than that, I think this looks interesting. And if we open it up, we can look inside. Inside there's a magic scroll with an incomprehensible language. I'm not sure that this is an actual alphabet. I'm not sure that this can actually be translated into something meaningful, but it looks very magic. And the glass, of course, gives us a sense of potions, some kind of drink, something that might turn you into something or make you stronger, more vital, something that makes you a great warrior or maybe very wise, just like Majisto himself. This main build looks great, and I think it really captures some of the essence of the fantasy and magic that was so central to the Dragon Master's castle sub-theme. And I could really see a great modification of this if you had, let's say, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 of these and build it together to one big tree with Majisto's shop in the bottom. That would look awesome, I think. The side build for this set is this little barrel here with a sword in it and some stones or gems inside that are just some of these transparent bricks. It gives a good sense of this magic shop that they're trying to capture, and the sense that you can maybe get almost anything in that shop, including swords. And then of course there's Majisto himself, who you might know under certain other names such as Cerlin or Merlin. That depends a bit on which part of the world you are from. He has his little friend here, a dark grey bird, which accompanies him almost everywhere as far as I have understood. Majisto is the first physical minifigure that depicted a wizard. And that means that this minifigure also included 3 new pieces that hadn't been seen before this theme. Namely the pointy hat, the white beard and the glow-in-the-dark magic wand. Underneath his hat and beard, he has a normal smiley-faced face print and very cool torso print. And as far as I know, this is a color variation of one of the ones that are in the Forest Men. On the back, he has a black cape, which is a classic piece of LEGO garment. All in all, I got to admit that I do like this set. I think it possesses a wonderful sense of magic and wizardry. Everything that a set like this needs. I think this is a quintessential part of the castle's theme from the 1990s. And I particularly like the almost stereotypical look of Majisto, Cerlin or Merlin, whatever you want to call him. If there ever was such a thing as Gandalf the Blue, I think he would look pretty much like this. That was the 60/20 Magician shop from the castle theme, the Dragon Master sub-theme of the castle theme from the mid-90s. I think this one is great, and I really like the story it tells of the magician or wizard in the center of the forest. I really like that, and I think this is a cool set. But what do you think? Do you like this one? Do you have anything from this theme? Please let me know in the comments below. But that's all for me today. I hope you'll comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope I'll see you guys next Monday. I wonder if this guy can do any actual magic. Alakis.